Welcome to episode 3 of Educators Chat. Today we have Matt Hinkle from Grand Island Northwest, and we're excited to hear his story.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
All right, Matt. So we've been talking to a few people so far, and obviously this is a little ways into the whole. Uh, I hate the word pandemic because it seems so dark and so negative. But we are into this big situation. We're all in this together, but separately, right? So we're trying to figure out a little bit of how teachers and especially technology type teachers are handling not having kids in a classroom. We just get an announcement yesterday, late last night from the governor, and the NSAA confirms today that spring sports and activities are going to be canceled through the end of May. So we have a new layer of information, which as this whole thing is unfurled, and it seems like the next layer comes every 10, 15 minutes or so. But first of all, we want to see how you and your other fellow teachers and other staff at Northwest are still connecting and still communicating with other staff members and with the students.
Yeah. Well, first off, yeah, I mean, this sucks. I mean, that's about the only thing you can say about all this. But, staying connected, just like we're doing here, Zoom has been now is a term that everyone uses. So I feel like all the way from grades K through 12, we're trying to, still get kids connected, because the biggest thing right now is just, we're not seeing each other, but, how do you have those conversations still with kids to make them feel included and educated? I was with my daughter this morning. She's a third grader, and the teacher just had a quick Zoom meeting just to, help them with online education, because we're going to start that on Monday. So kind of the new material on Monday. And just seeing her face and being able to see her teacher, and she was telling me all of her different friends that she saw there. I mean, just little things like that during this whole thing is just, it's exciting to see the smile on her face when she can now see her friends. And just, last night I was hanging out with a couple of teachers, and we were talking late last night. We were just having some good conversations about everything. And we were on when the announcement was made, and we were kind of depressed for a little bit, but we're like, it was kind of cool that we were able to talk to them and actually still seeing them while this was happening.
Mm-hmm. Is your community doing anything like the drive around, honk, wave at everybody?
A couple of the Grand Island public schools have, a couple of their elementaries have. We really haven't, because our district is such a big district that I feel like it's difficult to include everyone with that. I know the Grand Island public is, again, they're handing out lunches, and we're encouraging our kids to go do that. Just trying to find ways to still help out some of those students.
Matt, what's something that you probably have a little bit of extra time, not a lot. I know everybody kind of, it's easy to think, well, since school isn't in session, you have all this time in the world, but I know that's not necessarily the case. But what's something that you've kind of said, what, this is a good time to try to learn something new or read something that I've been kind of waiting for?
I I look and see, I do enjoy books. I do enjoy learning. Part of my, I guess my quest right now, my free time, I keep going back to my job and saying, how can I keep helping teachers, keep helping students? I've actually been on several Zoom calls today where I was talking to students about creating content still, and how kids are going to do that. One of them is hopefully going to set up an interview with one of our principals in the next couple of days about, kind of the NSAA's talk, what's going on with graduation, prom, some of those other things. So, I have free time, and well, some of my free time is being a third grade teacher right now. But also still trying to find ways that I can keep encouraging my kids to create and keep doing the things that they love. And I keep going back to Zoom, but Zoom has been a huge tool for us at this time too.
Yeah. Is there anything fun? Like, I think Levi said he was working on his yard, and Taylor's Instagram story shows that is he putting up a basketball hoop or something with concrete? Is there anything like fun or in your family life that you're doing?
Not not a lot. I mean, we, outside we went and played catch last night. I mean, just a little bit of outside, but geez, half the time with Nebraska weather, it's what, freezing rain outside right now. So,
Yeah.
kind of the inside outside, and we've done a lot of board games, done some puzzles, definitely a lot of family time, um, which is a good thing. It's back and forth, I guess, with the kids, but no, it's been good. I would say that's kind of been our biggest thing is we've done a ton together, just
Mhm.
whether it be walking around, or like I said, playing games.
As we move forward through April and May and into the summer, do you have any resources or thoughts that you would like to share with other educators?
Yeah, I guess the biggest thing that I'm thinking is, obviously school's out. It's, we're still going to continue to educate, and hey, we're not going to be in school for what, 5 more months. But I think the biggest thing that is kind of neat, or I guess to look for at right now is, education is going to change. The way that we're doing it now, is forcing some teachers to maybe jump on the technology wagon that, maybe weren't. And it's forcing other teachers that are, hey, maybe I thought I was doing technology really good, and now I'm finding some things that I'm not doing so well. So I know me personally, it's kind of been nice just to see, how I have been handling like Google Classroom and, some of those other resources that we've already done, Flipgrid, some of those other things. But how can we continue to use those, the rest of the year, and then even into next year? Next year we go back to school, what are some of those tools that we can still use to keep kids interested in what education is? Don't go back into the habits of what we're doing now, but finding ways to continue doing some of those things. So I think it'll be interesting to see, how everyone handles everything.
You said that, Matt, and the different technology and resources for next year, because we've been asking teachers, like, what's the new normal and what are you going to bring back? And what does your classroom look like? And even if it's a small change, like you just said, a few resources that you're really liking, I think that's really cool. And I'm excited to check in with all our teachers and see what their new normal is going to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Matt, what's something that you think specifically? I know you're trying to also kind of help manage a lot of other teachers, but what's something that you think specifically you'll be able to kind of maybe change or carry over from what you're doing right now?
I think there has been, some projects that I've done. I know one of the classes I teach is I teach a photography class. So, one thing that we're doing now is we're using cell phones. At school we have our DSLR cameras, we have, the technology there, but still showing kids how to use the technology that they have. I think we got away from that, which I think that's one thing that I'm going to hopefully try to still include next year, to have them do those type of things.
That's great. Well, thank you so much, Matt, for sharing your insight and just your story and what life looks like for you right now as an educator during this time. And yeah, you're our first interview post no school anymore. It's all shut down. So thanks for your time, and we look forward to hearing from you in the future.